So this is my fire pit area, which used to actually be the old kind of orchard area. So I had 4 trees, which are slightly different to the 4 trees that I've got now, but essentially it's pears, apples, a cherry. Um, I used to have a plum tree, but I've removed that and put in another pear tree over here, mainly because the old one wasn't doing very well. The idea with this space is it's supposed to be a entertainment space where we can bring benches into this area and use the fire pit. And I really wanted this area to feel kind of quite enclosed. So yeah, the planting kind of reflects that kind of more jungly look here. So I've got a lot more kind of ferns and fatsias. I'm experimenting currently with a Washingtonia palm here, which I intend to keep in the pot because they're a little bit dodgy getting them through winter. So I thought if I grow it in a big pot, worst case scenario, if we have a very cold winter, it can move into the garage, and then I can pot it on until I get it to a size pot that basically I can still move, but it will obviously be incredibly heavy. But I'm hoping that the palm will fill this space as the banana, the Musa basjoo, grows a lot taller on the left. So the Washingtonia should actually be smaller than that. So yeah, so other types of plants I've got in this area, we've got a choisia, which is a staple in many gardens. It's evergreen. It's got white flowers. Um, some people not keen on the smell of the flower, but personally I don't mind it. But it's got a great foliage, which works really well in a sort of subtropical style garden. So yeah, so other plants we've got in this area, we have just off to the right here. I don't know whether you can see it in the video, but we've got a different kind of fatsia, which is a polycarpus one. It's got more of a matte leaf compared to the gloss leaf of Fatsia japonica. Yeah, more ferns through here, some Brunner Jack Frost to give that really sort of stenciled look foliage. It's really good contrast foliage for ferns and other things like that. Yeah, and yeah, I'm generally very pleased with this space. It's been updated quite a few times. Quite a lot of plants have moved around, and things that didn't work have been taken out, and I've put in more of the plants that I personally enjoy. And yeah, it's nice to be able to also see the chickens through this section at the moment, which I've put a perch really like quite high up so that the chickens can kind of perch up there. They can enjoy the garden as well. So in this section here, we have another one of this one's actually a bigger Butia odorata than the one at the front of the garden. They're actually ordered from the same place and delivered from the same place, but this just happened to be a bigger specimen. So I decided to put that in this space. And then as this grows, I intend to cut back the lilac and allow this more space. And of course, we've got a Trachycarpus fortunei on the right here, which will also get quite big given time. So this section here is kind of like, it's a shady woodland area. So I've got lots of kind of ferns. I've got some phlomis, which is actually quite a good ground cover through there. And I've managed to get hold of some Persicaria red dragon. So there's 3 plants in this section, and I'm hopefully going to grow those into a huge sort of small, well, huge bush in this section here. I don't know whether you can see it on the video, but I've got 2 plants that I've used bromeliads, which I've wrapped up in some moss and wire, and I've attached them to the tree as if they are living off of it. So it's to give that kind of uh, really tropical look through this section, and just to give something interesting to look at kind of like at eye level, I guess, because everything's quite low, and then you've got obviously the lilac with its flowers and everything going on quite high up. So yeah, so far, yes, we've had lots of rain up until this last week, but these plants are looking brilliant. So as an experiment, I'm loving it. Looks really good. So in this back area, I thought it would be easier to show you whilst holding a camera rather than actually be positioned in it. So some of the things that we've got growing in here, we've got cannas, we've got palms, we've got persicaria. I think that's purple fantasy down here. And then behind it, we've got a ricinus in the background, which is going to grow up into this section. And we've actually got a tetrapanax in the ground there. This is the non-rex version on the right, so that's already been planted. And then we've got a rex version in the pot there. That's not staying in the pot, that's coming out. It's just in this section to basically get some extra sunlight on there. We've got a canthus at the back, which is a really good kind of glossy big leaf plant. We have the ginkgo tree with a nice lime green leaf. The bananas have come through winter really well, putting out new leaves all the time now. These are probably the smallest two I've got. The other two bananas are in the other sections of the garden, have actually got bigger trunks on them. We've got some ginger, we've got some miscanthus, and obviously some red hot pokers. Another type of persicaria down here, not sure which variety that is. A euphorbia, cranberry cordifolia, which on my garden shows, loads of people ask me what that particular plant is. It's got huge kind of cabbage smelling leaves, but it's quite it's a massive dramatic flower stalk that comes up to about 2 meters tall, which has got like almost like a gypsophilia type flower to it. We have a Musa in the ground here. That's staying in there. That'll be well wrapped in the winter. There's a Musa basjoo, which is not, it's in the pot at the moment, but that's going in another location. It's just getting some sun there. Got dahlia in the ground. We have a lemon tree here with some lemons on. And finally, when you go through the back, you've got the storage area where I've got various Trachycarpus seedlings growing on for the future. So this section is basically the windy path which connects the entertainment area, patio area, with the summer house, which contains a hot tub and a sauna and everything like that in there. And the idea of this is to have the Italian cypress trees. They basically give this idea of like the columns walking through. It's very kind of Mediterranean style. So that gives height in this space, but it allows lots of natural light to come in for all the plants beneath it. It's a really nice structure on there. It's all metal edged with ever edge to give that sharp look. And we've got a different set of plants through here than some of the other areas of the garden. So we've got tetrapanax in here, which is sort of slightly under the tree. We've got gunnera, which is growing in the new kind of pond area that I've created. And yeah, we've got lots of cannas through here, Archimilla mollis, and various miscanthus grasses. So yeah, it definitely makes you feel like you're going on a journey through this space, and you're still kind of surrounded and encompassed by all these plants. But they're obviously not too big, and they're not, all over the path, so you can't walk through there. So it's kept very practical as well. So and I'll show you the pond in the next clip. So this is the pond section, and this is the new waterfall that I put in last year, and this top little pond here, just to add a different dimension to the space. So we've got waterfall coming out in this bit as well. Loads of tadpoles in the pond this year, which you can see down in here, wiggling around. Water's a little bit foamy at the moment because it's had the treatment for the blanket weed in. So yeah, this is the pond section. So that concludes the tour. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.